Yeah, so that was, I feel, a cool experience.
I love that. Well, this season is different in the sense that like we have one family member not here. Like, what is it like, this season without Ronnie?
Um, and I feel like anytime we're missing someone, it's just not complete. But I also believe that Ronnie needs, the help, and I'm glad that he's taking his break to better himself. Um, so yeah, I think in general we're all happy that he's doing that.
And that's the thing about families, right? You stand by people, they take a break, they come back.
Yeah.
Well, there is this talk amongst fans, once Ronnie exited and like who knows, hopefully he'll be back next season, but if he's not, there's this big movement of people that are like dying for Sammy Sweetheart to come back. I know she's busy doing other things, but how would you feel about that if like Sammy wanted to come back or the group wanted Sammy to come back?
We've been begging her to come back for like 5 years now. And I feel like it's the same answer of no, I'm good. She moved on from the show completely, and us, and we would all love her to come back. The fans would love to see it. But I mean, you can't force somebody to do something they want to do. So
Totally, absolutely. Well, we're also seeing Vinny, Vinny is single again. We've seen him, try for a double shot of love, a single shot of love, but we still have a single Vinny. You are a happily married woman. Like you said, you got your tan Guido with your 3 kids. So what advice could you offer to Vinny? Like, what type of woman does Vinny need?
he's not ready. He's a playboy. He wants to have his fun, and he's not ready to settle down. I feel like if it did happen and he found like an amazing woman and they vibed, he would definitely, date her or whatever. But I feel like he's not ready for marriage and kids yet. Like, he wants to live his life. He just got a new apartment in the city. He's doing the bachelor life. So I feel like he's enjoying himself. But when the right woman comes, he's gonna know it, and maybe he'll settle down.
What about you're in the public eye? Like, if you could think of someone in the public eye, like anyone come to mind, like anyone famous that would be a good match for Vinny?
I don't think you should date anybody famous. I mean, it's not good. You date somebody like an average Joe, like I got my Gianni, and you're good to go. Because I feel like if you date someone else that's famous, it's just more drama and the press is all over it. Like, no, keep your shit private.
I like that. I think that's good advice. I mean, that is the thing. Like, none of you technically ended up dating someone famous. I mean, you're all famous now, but I think that's really good advice. What about, we saw Jenny get engaged last year. What's going to happen first? Is Jenny going to get married first, or is Pauly D going to get engaged first? I mean, Jenny's
Oh
taking her
God,
time.
that's actually a good question. I have no idea. I know, being Jenny's best friend, that she's just waiting just because she wants to enjoy the engagement, but also like COVID reasons, like she doesn't want to plan a wedding and then, we have a shutdown again and everything's ruined. So I feel like she's just riding the waves to see what's happening with the world. But also she's not in a rush because, they're both in love, they're engaged, it's going to happen eventually. So yeah, I guess we'll see with that.
Has she officially asked you to be her maid of honor?
I feel like we did that the first time. And I'm like, for your second wedding, just have it your family. Like, obviously, we're all going to be there to support her, but you don't have to do the whole like dramatic, like bridal party and everything. She already did that. So I was like, girl, just have your kids in it. You and Zach can be done with it. So I feel like it's going to be totally different than our first wedding. And hopefully a destination.
A destination wedding is always good. How do you think, like, how is motherhood changing? You say today you're on mom duties, like, and we see on the show, like, you are a full-time mom. Like, how has motherhood changed you?
Well, definitely grew up. I mean, I'm not traveling, drinking 24/7 anymore. So that's nice. But I still have moments, where I'm like drinking my wine, my messy mama wine. I'm literally drinking it every single night. It's like my mommy juice. I definitely need it because as a mom, it could just get very stressful. You don't have like a moment to yourself. So when the kids go to sleep, that's like my time to watch like murder shows and just be an adult for a little bit. But yeah, motherhood obviously changed me completely because, I have to keep these 3 little kids alive, which I love so much. So yeah.
Do you have a favorite TV show that you watch? Like, what are your favorites?
Euphoria, I'm obsessed with right now.
It's so good.
Yeah, and I just binged a ton of shows on Netflix. Like I just finished the Tinder Swindler. That was messed up. So yeah, I just like bounced from shows to shows.
Do you watch yourself? Like, do you watch Jersey Shore?
Well, I watch it when it's on every Thursday because, I want to see like how it's edited. We never know how they edit it. Like we're there, we know exactly what's happening, but it's like, oh my God, that's how it went down. So I like watching it. And I like seeing my kids, which is cute. So I watch it when it's like live, but I mean, I'm not binging seasons of myself.
You're not just sitting there watching it. Is it hard? You know, we saw this scene, like, I think it was last week with Gianna, where you said, like, mommy's an actress. Like, if you ever see anything that I've done on Jersey Shore, such a good scene. Like, do you regret things you've done? Or I mean, like, I certainly don't. I mean, I love all of this now, but I mean, I look at, do you look back at yourself back then and do you say, oh my God, like I'm cringing, I regret this, or do you have no regrets?
Yes and no. Like, no, because it's brought me to where I am today. But yes, because I didn't realize like doing it and like having a good time at 21, I wasn't thinking in my head, like, oh, what are my future kids going to think when they watch this one day, So now being a mom, I'm like, they have like a whole archive of just me falling and peeing in bushes and just being disgusting. So I told my kids I'm an actress. So if they like come up, if they're on YouTube and they're watching like Coco Melon and all of a sudden they see like mommy from like season 1, I have to say mommy's acting like a movie and it's not real. But eventually when they're like 18 and they understand, I'll be like, listen, mommy was a hot mess. Just don't do what I did.
Do you think you're going to sit down like with your kids and watch it, like maybe when they're 18?
No. I mean, if they come across it and they ask, I'll be like, yeah, it was a crazy show. Mommy was crazy before she had you guys. But I'm not gonna like sit down and no.
You're like, I don't think so.
Yeah, no,
Talk to me about Messiness. It's also such a great show. Do you love doing Messiness?
Yeah, so obviously I love reality, but I wanted to get into like hosting. Like I want to do something different than reality all the time. So Messyness was literally the perfect fit for me because we're watching movies of people like falling down, breaking up, like, throwing up from being drunk, like just being messy and drinking wine and talking about the videos with Tori Spelling and Adam Ripon and Teddy. It's just like a dream job and it doesn't even feel like work when we're shooting it and it's just so fun. So I'm hoping we do like a million seasons, like ridiculousness. But yeah, literally my dream job.
Do you have a favorite type of video? Like for me, I always love the like nights out gone bad or like the cheating ones where like someone's exposed. Like, do you have a favorite video out of all these?
Throwing up ones because I'm not good with throwing up. Like if I smell it disgusting, even when I see it on the TV, I'm just like, no. So I love the drunk passing out ones and the drunk. Oh crap!
Sorry. You're good. You're still there.
Yeah, sorry.